full-blooded Nigerian.
Yes.
Godfrey.
Yes.
You are insane, dude.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
That's complete insanity.
Let me ask you a
Godfrey.
question.
God,
Look,
God,
because
know
you
who
want to know
Godfrey
why
is,
you're
right?
wrong. You want to know
No,
why
no,
you're
no,
wrong?
you don't. Look like
Because
Godfrey.
you picked the wrong Africans. Nigerians, they look, and I hate to say it like this, they look mixed. You picked the wrong ones.
Yeah, I said Godfrey. I said
Excuse
Godfrey.
me?
Yeah, Godfrey. Godfrey looks mixed.
If you compare him to like other people in Africa,
No, me. If I stood right next to
if you
Godfrey,
stood right next to Godfrey,
people would believe that was exactly we were the
they
same
believe that that's your
phenotype.
relative. If you told me that's your uncle, why would I deny
Oh,
it?
I don't know, but they were the same race. No
Of
mix.
course.
They will believe I was
Yes, same
full-blooded
race.
Nigerian. Full-blooded
Huh?
Nigerian. Full-blooded Nigerian. Looking exactly like Godfrey. He could be two
You
people
look
like
like
him
the
could
same
produce the
race.
children.
The same race. You look like the exact same
No,
race.
I don't.
Yes, you do. So you mean to this is an honest question. I'm not like playing with you. So you mean to tell me that a
Because
racist whitey cop? Let me ask you the question. So you mean to tell me that a racist whitey cop?
why is your guys'
Let
reference
me
a
ask you the
Nazi?
question.
Why is
Huh?
the planet Earth does not revolve around a Nazi? Why is that the reference point for everything?
Because that's the way race works, sir. That's how race
Also,
works.
if I went, I'm gonna go.
You
I'm
want
gonna
to
go.
point
I'm
out
gonna go
your
tell.
ethnic background. That's never
I'm
been
gonna
my
go tell the
argument.
Cajuns. I'm gonna go fly over. I'm gonna go to Louisiana. Tell them that they need to start warping how they think, so that way they don't think those Louisiana Creoles that are mixed, they're full blown blacks, because they never view those people as blacks. The rest of the world does not revolve around the Anglo.
I never said they did.
That's not. But you keep saying how your world's gonna see me as black. Okay, so if I went around the
If
Cajun,
we erased all Anglos, we all of society, if we from the get go, first sight on you, we know at least that you're black. Yes or no?
African descent, yes.
Okay, that's my point. You prove my point. Everyone
That's
in the
not being
world,
black.
everyone in the world, at first sight, know for a fact that you're black. However, no, if you
No
were to claim,
African. No, no,
if
no,
you were to
no.
claim that you're mixed,
No, no, no.
if you were to claim that you're mixed, nobody in this entire planet could identify what else are you mixed with specifically. However, they know for a fact that tell you. That's my point.
They will ask.
But yet they will know for a fact that you're African.
No, but they will ask, "What are you mixed with?"
If you okay, and if now let's flip that coin. Now let's flip that coin.
Person would ever get asked that in life.
Now let's
never be
flip the
asked,
coin.
"What are you mixed with?"
Let's flip the coin. Now, if you were to present yourself as a Spaniard, and
I never said I was
no, but listen to the question. If you were to present yourself as a Spaniard that is mixed, would people safely assume, if assuming that you're mixed with African, would they be right?
Yes, yes.
And if you were to listen,
but you're trying to say I'm a full blown black person. That's what you're trying to do.
No.
That's the whole game. You're trying to say identify as a full blown. There's no mix, none of that. Like I look just like Akon. That's what you're trying to do.
If you were to present yourself as a Spaniard that was mixed, all people in the world would easily know that you are mixed with African. However, if you were to present yourself as a black person that is mixed, nobody in this world would know what else you're mixed with. Why? Because you are clearly black.
But would they know what a Spaniard looks like? How many of them do they know?
But you don't look it.
But would they know what that looks like?
Yeah,
they have to have a reference, but they have to have a reference point of it.
But you don't look it.
But that's they have to have a reference point. You can't just have like, you don't look it, but they don't even know what the Spaniard looks like.
Why can all people would identify the fact that you are African descent, but nobody in this world would identify whatever else that you're mixed with? You tell me. Riddle me that.
But they would have to know what that other thing looks like.
Riddle me that.
They would have to know what that other thing looks like.
How come everyone in the world would for a fact identify you as African, and if you are mixed, they don't know what else? But yet the African, they know for a fact you are. How come?
Because of hair texture and skin. They would know that's African descent. But that's not a full-blown black person. Because I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to say I'm a full-blown black person.
I'm not saying anything about full-blown.
That's the whole
I'm
game.
trying
You're
to
trying
prove to you the way race works.
But the way that when you leave outside, you keep basing it off the U.S. and an Anglo. When you leave outside,
well, everyone is okay.
You wanna know why I know this is true?
Let's exit the U.S.
Saying it's true because
Let's exit the U.S.
They got on Tyler for this. Tyler identified as a colored woman.
Let's exit the U.S. Cool.
All right.
Let's exit the U.S. So now let's go around the world. If you were around the world, Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, will everybody in the world safely identify you as African descent?
Yes. But
so now we're out of the U.S. and we still will get the same result.
But they're not going to say, oh, you're a full-blown black person. They're going to notice that, yes, you are African descent, obviously.
And if you were to claim that, watch this, and if the entire world, you tell them that you're mixed, will they know what you're mixed with?
But they have to know what that person...
Will they know what you're mixed with?
But they will have to know what it is to begin with.
But will you have to tell them what you're mixed with?
Yeah, if I told them, but they still...
How come you don't have to say that you're African and everybody will know it, though?
I'm not. I would never believe that.
Excuse me?
African?
African descent. African descent.
The skin tone and hair.
The entire world would identify you as African descent. Yes?
They will, they'll see it through the hair and skin tone.
But the whole world would not be able to identify anything that you're mixed with. Even if you tell them you're mixed, nobody could know exactly what you're mixed with. You want to know why? Because you don't look like anything else other than just African descent.
They would ask. If they did, like, what are you
Why do they have to ask about something else but not the African?
They will have, because they can obviously see it through the skin tone, but they know black people don't normally look like that.
You only prove my point. You know that, right?
Okay, then go to Brazil and tell those Pardus that they're black people. None of those white Brazilians are gonna go up to them and tell them that they're black. They know what they look like.
What? What you said?
Everyone, mixed people. Brazil has mixed people have their own racial category. The Pardus. Nobody calls them black. They look on paper. That's what they check. No white Brazilians going up to telling them these are black people.
Now let me ask you a question. With that said, would the entire world be able to identify that they're African descent?
Yes.
Oh, now let me ask the same. Let me ask another question.
Reference that as a whole.
Would they be able to identify anything else that they're mixed with?
They will have to know what that other mix is, that other part of them
They have to be informed about the other mixture, but not the African descent. Why?
No, but they will have to know what that other thing actually looks like. I'll give you an example.
How come the African is obvious? How come the African is always obvious? Everything else you have to inform because you look African. And you want to know something? It's the look, the African descent look that identifies you as black as a race. That's how it works, man. As much as you don't want to be, that's what it is.
Nobody's ever told me I was a black person. They obviously know I'm African. There's a big difference between member of the race, but come out of a different race of people. No other group does that. White people don't do that. Ignore mixed people of African descent. No white man on planet Earth would consider a woman that's white, Anglo, and mixed with Asian as a real white woman. They'll just say that's a mixed woman. They will never sit there and say that's a full-blown white woman. But when somebody comes out of if somebody's mixed with black and they come out of a non-black person, somehow they're a full black person. That makes no fucking sense.
It's because I think what
No,
you are lacking is the understanding of how race works, sir.
that's too. That's not how race. That's only some American bullshit. Nobody else does that outside of the USA.
And yet you were able to be
I
honest
know
at
this. I
least.
know this. I know this because I've in Portugal, the fucking black people complain that the Portuguese treat them like shit, and the mixed people are pretty much cool with them.
What does that got to do with being identified the fact
That's
that
what,
you're African descent?
because they obviously understand that's a mixed person. No white person's going up to me at all telling me I'm black. They understand that, yeah, I'm mixed. They'll side eye you if you said you're just a full blown whatever, because they're gonna be able to see that you're mixed with with black.
Okay, how about this? How about this? Check this out. Watch. Let me show you something. Stay right there. Check this out. I'll give you a second. Everybody
Would you
watching.
consider, okay, if somebody has a full blown white woman head, if somebody has a full
Hold on,
blown
give me a
white
minute.
woman head,
Give me a minute,
like
bro.
a white woman, but she has darker skin.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Everybody watching, I want you to see something, okay? And don't troll. Be honest, okay? Be honest in the comment section. Don't troll. Don't troll. Look at the comment section, dude.
That's not, bro. Okay, then okay, fine. Just show me where that's normal looking in their community.
What?
Just show it's normal. Where is that normal in their community? Nobody looks like that normally in their community.
Bro, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry if it offends you, but you look like just black people, bro. I'm
No,
sorry that it offends you, man. But you look like a black
I'm
guy,
not
bro.
them.
Huh?
No, I don't.
You look like a black dude, bro. You
I
look
don't.
just like a regular black dude, man.
No, I don't. If that's, oh, then where is it normal looking then? I keep asking that. Where is it normal looking like that? You lived around them. You know that's not, they don't look like that. That's the whole reason they're called black people is because they have dark skin.
What do you have?
The actual, like, T.O. That's the point. When they were depicted in slavery, nobody was looking like me. Even the other mulattoes don't look like me when they're depicted. They look like a bunch of Anglos.
So what kind of skin color do you have?
Brown. I'm not that far off from skin tone to you. So do black people normally look like you?
There's plenty actually. There's actually plenty of black.
Whoa. You would, so if you stood right next to a black person, do you think people would believe that you were black?
Of course not.
So that's obviously mixed.
You don't look quote unquote mixed.
Okay, and I'm asking you a question. Show me where it's normal looking like that in their community. No. Skin tone, complete features. Complete features.
Yes, your complete features.
Dark skin.
Your complete
dark
feature.
skin, my hair texture. I know the hair texture is I know you can't bullshit me on that one because the Asians make all that money off of black people with their 4C hair, mainly the women. You can't say the hair texture is the same because Asians wouldn't be able to sell weave to them. It's not normal looking like that, looking like me in their community. They wouldn't fawn over my type of hair texture. It would be normal. Mixed people don't think that our hair texture is special. It's just normal. You wake up with it. To black people, it's very special because they have 4C hair most of the time. Actual black people. Like Tio. He has 4C hair. That's their actual hair texture, 4C. Well, you think they're born out of different hair textures in Nigeria or all these other African countries, ignoring East Africa? What they, because those people, they're in their own, they're considered their own category. Do you think that they're born with things outside of 4C when they're pure?
Pure. You know what I think is the issue? I think the issue, in my opinion, there's two issues. One, you think that race is determined whether someone's mixed or not, and that's where you got it
No,
twisted.
no. I base off the no. You could see it through their phenotype. White people know the difference between an African American and an African. They can see the difference. It's not just darker skin; it's the facial features too.
Okay, okay. How about this? Let me ask you a question, and I know that you're truthful when when you answer these types of questions. And I just want to see how truthful you can be when I ask you this question. I know the answer, but I want to see if you can be honest with yourself about it. Cool?
All right.
Do you have something against or some form of resentment towards Black Americans or Black people?
Oh, I'm not cleaning up their. They want to attach themselves to mixed people because they want us to clean up their community. And mixed people always had their own communities before the one drop rule. And I don't want to be in that community, huh?
You didn't answer my question.
Louisiana?
I asked if you have some form of resentment towards them or not.
No, I just don't want to deal with them.
That sounds like yes. Then, what do you mean you don't want to deal with them? What do you mean?
They're bullshit. I don't want to deal with a clean. Just look at their communities. It's fucking shambles. Why would I want to deal with a bunch of people who can't get along at all? Those that will attach themselves to you, but they won't work with each other. Don't you find that insane? They're the majority of their own population, but yet they won't work together at all. They'll tell the world that they're Native Americans, samurais, all this other shit. I'm acknowledging I'm African descent. These people are straight up saying they're not African descent at all. They won't work together at all. They won't do anything together at all.
So you don't want nothing to do with.
They won't even marry. They won't even marry their own kind. They just warp what black is to where it's Mariah Carey.
Would you say they warp?
I know. Yeah, they warp what black is. They shit. The people they mainly go up to, especially with women, they'll go up to the mixed looking woman and tell her she's a black woman. I've noticed because a lot of pardas in Brazil complain about black men going up to them and harassing them, trying to get their number. Not their black men in Brazil, African Americans going over there. They complain about a lot of black men harassing them and trying to get them identified as black, trying to get their phone numbers and stuff like that, and trying to indoctrinate them to identify as a black woman when nobody does that in their country.
So it kind of does sound like you do have resentment.
I guess so, kinda.
Okay. So to me,
Oh, go ahead.
to me, it sounds then like the reason why it's an insult to you to be identified as black is because of your resentment.
I'm not black.
No, but listen to how I'm asking it. The reason why it's an issue for you to be identified as black is because you have a resentment towards blackness, if you will.
I don't have a resentment towards blackness. If I did, I'll just go after white women and do what black men do is just breathe out the genes.
That's not how resentment works. That's not how resentment works. You express yourself about black people in a very, very resentful manner. That's what resentment is. It has nothing to do with
Well,
you liking another people. Huh?
Okay, explain to me how's that resentful me pointing out what they do.
Because when you describe black, specifically black Americans, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the ones I
That's who
deal
you
with the most.
describe right now. You're right. You describe it specifically Black American, specifically. So when you describe them, you describe them with you having the ability to identify everything you found wrong with them, but you don't see no positivity.
Well, I don't deal with them. I don't care. I don't deal with them. Or I can't really name anything positive that's tangible in their community. I can't. I truly cannot name one thing. They can't work together. They don't want to be of their own kind. Whenever the men get money, the first thing they want to do is get a white woman or really anything, not them, and leave their community. So there really isn't much positive to say about their community when they don't even want to work together, build their community together, produce an actual real black family.
Let me ask you a question. If obviously not Black people, which people have you found, I guess, community with then, as a African descent presenting person?
What do you mean, like communities that function, or me like being in that
Obviously,
community?
obviously not Black Americans. So obviously
like
not.
you mean
Americans.
like I live in a mixed community, so it's not just like, oh, it's just black people, white people. It's diverse, so it's not, there's no just one thing in that area in where I live, in the specific area I live. I'm not talking about the city, but where I go home to. So it's not a black community or any monoracial community at all.
Sure. I'm not asking like where you live, more so than anything like the people, like a group of people, if you will. Like I have my own group of people that I hang out with. Which group of people have you found yourself to find like some form of like home with, if you will, like comfort people? Who are your people then?
That I rely on.
Yeah, no, I mean like who are your people? Obviously not Black people. Who are your people?
What do you mean? Like
For example, me, my people are indigenous people, right?
Oh, what group do I see myself as?
Yeah, like who's your people? Yeah.
Not physically, but you know what group would I identify with?
Yeah, like which people are like, are you like,
mixed?
Would you stand up for if push came to shove?
Mixed.
Mixed?
Yes. Specifically African descent. So that way we can't just say like random things.
So specifically like Black mixed with white tea, specifically?
Mulatto, yeah, mulatto, yeah.
So those are the people that you would come to defend, although it's safe to say that a larger percent of them identify as Black and they fight alongside with Black people.
But they're doing all the fucking work. That was mainly the men. They're doing the work. Most of the things the black people claim is from mixed people. They want to claim other people's accomplishments.
Excuse me?
I said they claim a lot of other people's accomplishments, mixed people's accomplishments. The blood bank, I forget I'm bad with names, but the blood bank guy, they'll claim mixed people who are, when you look at those pictures of the people who accomplish those things, they don't look like African Americans.
Like what? Like give me an example.
I don't remember the blood bank guy.
So basically what you're saying is like the people that are apparently
more active in their community,
right? That are apparently quote unquote mixed.
So you never. Why do you keep saying quote unquote mixed? If they would look exactly like them, even down to the bone structure.
You want to know why I say quote unquote? Because a lot of the people that don't look mixed are. You do
they
know
actually
this, right?
look mixed. when your reference point is fucking the mixed people themselves, then and that's what black people look like. Then yeah, they're gonna look black when your reference is the mixed person or a
Yeah,
griff.
like people that you like, let's say people that you would identify as full blown black, they're mixed too. Even if you don't see what they're mixed with.
Okay, would you consider me an indigenous person running around with 9%? No.
Excuse me?
If I would, you're using that. That's admixture. That's a little small. Everyone knows that. That's why people can notice the little difference between African Americans and African. They have a little bit of Anglo in them that makes them just look a little bit different. That's admixture. That's not the same thing as being mixed.
Okay.
Can we agree upon that? Would you consider somebody with 9% indigenous blood as an indigenous person?
Would I consider?
Like say, okay, I have 9% indigenous blood. Would you consider that an indigenous person?
Of course not. I already told you what I consider.
Okay, exactly. They have admixture. That's admixture is not being mixed. That's just admixture. They would still be perceived as black people because they actually look black.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. So
that's not the same.
I got you. Okay, so let's identify it as admixed then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, even then, let's use that as an argument point. Even then, like the black Americans that are admixed, they're not a monolithic appearing people. They look very different from each other sometimes, depending on like the state they live. Like the black American look is not necessarily a monolithic look.
But they don't wander too far off from one another. Like, I'll give you them. Louisiana Creoles are very unique. They look like foreigners. They're half French. Like, most people are... The French only exist pretty much in that area. Most of the Cajuns... Wherever parts of the United States was considered under the Louisiana Purchase, that's pretty much where they still stayed.
Okay, so how about this? How about this? Just kind of to...
You could point them out. They don't look. You could see them like somebody like Beyonce. You could see that she's a Louisiana Creole because she looks just like her mom.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So what about the people who you would identify as mixed that are Black American, but they're mixed, not admixed, but mixed, who identify as just black? What about that? Like, you have an issue with that?
Yeah, they shouldn't be going around trying to clean up their community. They're the majority of their own community.
What if?
Would you agree? Would you agree that okay? What do we? Most black people have two black parents, correct? Most people don't come out of a white non-black a woman, correct? Most of them have direct black parents. Would you agree upon that in the black community?
Even despite being admixed.
Yeah,
sure.
Guys, will we agree upon that?
Sure.
Okay, so they're the majority of their own population, but yet won't do anything. Mixed people are making more effort to do something for their community when they are the majority of their own community, but yet won't do shit for one another. The only thing they'll do is try to leave it and leave their own people, then mainly for the men, marry a white woman. Most black women are actually pretty loyal to their own group of men. Don't you find that crazy that the people that never grew up in the black community are more pro-black for the community, but yet the actual black people won't do shit, mainly the men?
But this sounds like an opinion, though.
No, that's not an opinion. Whenever they get money, they leave. They won't actually... It's very rare that you see a black man with money going out his way to be with an actual black woman and do something in their community. Africans will do that. Africans will marry an actual black woman and do something for their community wherever they live.
Are we going based on like what we see like in celebrities or?
No, in the real world. Even my adopted mom's family, when all those men who have money, they all marry non-black women or mixed women.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So they don't want, and they don't live in the black community. They moved out.